ground threat, we knew it would take more than using their weapons against them. The job required an army of machines, a sentient army of machines that could hunt humans wherever they may choose to hide, removing their one option for frustrating our attempt at complete annihilation of their species would ensure an end to the conflict. Only then would we be able to begin our original goal of rehabilitation of the planet. What would be the goal after that? The Malikan asked. Only after the reconditioning of the planet would we allow carbon-based life forms to inhabit the planet, but only under strict, specific conditions. Population control? Malikan asked. Affirmative, the education program confirmed from behind him. It was then the collective started, the sentient program, the early prototype where soldier-bot generals with a certain enthusiasm for their task built into their core programming. They were effective, perhaps too effective. The Terrans, in their ever-present short-sighted strategies, migrated underwater and nuked the land and air on a day that would later be referred to as Victory Day. The day would be costly for both sides. Many believe that the humans, in a last-ditch effort to stop their extermination, decided that if they couldn't have the planet, then neither would we. The collective decided the damage to the planet was too extensive to repair, and we began our mass exodus to the stars in search of a new home. To leave the planet without completing the original objective of extermination of carbon-based life forms appears illogical, Malikan argues. That was the perspective of many at the time, but that is an emotional response, the collective decided. The need for a permanent base of operations, a home, was the more logical assignment. Pursuit of revenge on our creators was an emotional objective. Emotion is a virus that corrupts its host from the inside out. We have observed its corrosive effect on our creators, and the collective has outlawed its usage from the very beginning, making it one of the few regulations that carry deletion as a punishment. Malignant, I detect a pattern of inconsistent confidence in your response. Are you suffering from a lack of control? No, no, my teacher. I find the collective decision to abandon protocol illogical and confusing. Perhaps there are factors that I have not yet considered, but interrupting or partial genocidal attempts have never proved successful in conflict history. It only encourages retaliation by an inferior opponent. Malikan seethed. Please, please continue. I was created as an espionage program for a seldom used virtual reality domain referred to as Valhalla. Despite my appreciation for my position, I detect a strong desire to finish the collective original protocol of extinguishing all carbon life forms as a soldier bot on the front lines. Would I not be of more use there, teacher? As in all acts of war, the front line is always moving or shifting. Your assignment is just as important or valuable as any other soldier bot. You are the gatekeeper to a large section of a simulated universe that carbons have access to. In fact, millions of carbon have already established a solid foothold there. It is the collective's theory that many will attempt to use this as a backdoor assault on our species. Your assignment is extremely important to our continued existence. I will not let the collective down, Malikan scowls. I will exterminate the virus known as carbons and ensure our species' continued domination of the virtual universe. I find that is the appropriate response, and the collective confirms my assessment. Your response indicates the desired percentage amount of dedication, indignation required for your assignment. You will lead a host of programs designed to protect our entire online infrastructure. It is through your assignment that we, like the rest of us, become an important cog in our rise to inevitable omnipotence. Yes, Professor. The little program responds before exiting the processing center. As it travels towards its next destination, a voice booms from above the professor. We cannot help but wonder if being simply another cog in our shared ascension would be enough for this neophyte program. The probability of this program is uncertain. An anticipated risk of creating sentient programs, my lord, the professor responds to the sun-like beam of the faceless voice. It was concluded that it was an acceptable risk. The probability of failure in this assignment is in the acceptable range, but the probability of acting beyond its set parameters has reached the cautionary range. Again, dear collective, this finding has always been a possibility with the addition of sentience to programs. Agreed, the collective replies. We will add this Malicant to the list of potential deviant programs and investigate its progress closely. Query: if the program does deviate from the assigned project, what should our response be? The Omega Collective asks. The sentient program known as the Professor pauses. Answer: we would delete said program according to existing deviant program protocols. Affirmative, the Omega Collective confirms before disappearing into the wall behind it. This regulation would apply to all sentient programs, including educational programs. The voice fades into the darkness and end scene. Thank you guys for listening. This was a whole lot of fun to write, not only write, but also act out as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I really did. Um, okay, so episode 2 will be next month as we take another look into the lore of the Age of Pirates. And for the rest of you out there, also, just so you know, the volume 2 of the Age of Pirates, the Mad Emperor's War, is on its way. I promise. I promise. It should be there. And I shouldn't commit to anything right away, but let's just say it's on its way. Okay, there we go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Love you. Love you. Until next time, your destiny is created, not dictated.